It's
At
very
least I
good.
also make a lot of people, especially those bosses are bigger one, so you can see on their this name card. You flip to the back side, the back page of the name card. There's a series of a company they own, right? So when they break down into certain businesses, then they form another company. And what is your opinion? Would it be better to form a so-called group company under the group and then a subsidiary and so on? Why they own like 10 of company, with one person managing so many businesses? What is the advantage and disadvantage?
Well, it depends, right? How you structure your business. Maybe different business you involve with different partner. So sometimes you cannot
Oh,
group
I
them
see.
together because you don't own the whole thing yourself. Unless you own the whole thing, that you can call the shots, right? Then maybe yes. Like give a scenario, right? Let's say company A do business A with partner A, and company B do business with partner B. It's a totally different owner. But you can still kind of hold it. Let's say you have a holding company, you own your shares in company A, own your shares in company B. So you can actually have a separate valuation for A and B, right? And A and B can go their separate ways. You can sell it, you can go for ECF, for example, or you can go listing later on. And then B may be slower, you can take your time, or you have a different plan for B. So sometimes it's a good idea to split the different businesses, even though it is owned by the same person, right? Because you can have more flexibility. Maybe next time you want to raise fund or add additional partner, and this partner don't really do business B, and he or she doesn't know, but very good at A, you want to get him in. So by separating it, you won't lose out the value. You are not giving free shares of business B to someone else, for example. Or you want to do ESOS for employees who are working, let's say, doing company A stuff, but they are not involved in B. So B1, you can give ESOS to those who are involved in B. So that way, it makes sense for you to separate them out, and then you can hold it under the holding company. And the holding company has its own value of all the summation of the valuation of all the subsidiaries, for example, even though it's with different partner, is okay. So it's actually up to the other person, right? It's more for valuation, for how you organization structure, how you want to exit, what's your exit plan, and have a clear segregation of separation of business in terms of revenue and expenses too. Yeah.
I think this one also, this Gun's specialty, right? Gun, I think you also help the businesses to restructure, right?
Yeah, I noticed the challenge is when it's not about when you have multiple businesses, because it's very clear that your partner cannot be the same person. So usually, like you say, A with partner A, B with partner B. But I noticed a lot of companies, for example, F&B, they have branches. For example, they have one store in PJ. So they have this dilemma whether when I open another store, let's say in Shah Alam, should I form a company to hold that store, or should I just treat it as another branch, since they are doing exactly the same thing? And to avoid all the the transfer pricing, the accounting works that involve. So perhaps what are the benefit, if you can give them some suggestion as to when it comes to same business, it's just multiple location, especially their size are not as big as they can afford, all the compliance costs, or they probably only earn like 100 and 200,000 minus all the expenses.
Yeah, I think this one is quite dilemma, right? So I think a lot of people face the same problem, especially some store making more money and then this one making less, and some even making losses. What would be the better advice?
Well, let's say you are the owner and everything is same, the funding come from the same company. Then okay, you can just add additional branch address, all right, business address. Then okay, you can apply local council using that you're opening at that location. That is fine, right? Administratively, it's okay. If one store is not doing well, the other store, the income covers it, right? And it's cheaper to maintain once you number hard. I think many also, let's say they are doing this, right, is also to break it down as a like like one location I open up for investment. Hey, you want to join me here? Then it makes sense to separate out, because
Bring in
it
the
will not make
investor.
sense. Hey, you're not doing well, then I have to cover you. Then it's not fair to the branch A, for example.
I
Yeah.
see.
So in that sense, like I mentioned, it can be more flexible. Yes, maybe you have to pay another 4-5K just for that, but by right, your business should make more money than 4-5K lah. Otherwise,
Correct.
that is not a good business. Then you should kind of
Mhm.
close it down or find another way. So it's
I
more
see.
flexible. If I have separate company, everything is clear cut. Expenses is expenses. All revenue is there. Then all the partners who are involved also happier lah, right? It's more clear cut.
I think this one sounds very practical because there's a lot of our friends are doing this food and beverage business,
Yep.
this restaurant business, and also they open up a lot of franchise. Yeah, so with different senyum per heart, I think this could bring in more this
Because
investor.
sometimes, right, there are various models to franchise. Sometimes is company owned, sometimes is, let's say, dealer owned or franchisee owned. Sometimes it's joint venture. Sometimes the owner of the location, let's say the landlord, then we strike up a deal. You give me, like, you own it also, like, or give me free rental. You also own it. So it makes sense to separate it out. Or you can start with one company, then later on you got other interested party, then be prepared to separate them out. It's also okay.
Yeah. Okay, so tonight's our program come to the end, and today is a Chakome, and thank you for all our friends tuning into today's program and have a wonderful time with us, and we are so glad that this Alex with us and share about your expertise on this course set and also the transformation of the digital course set. And if you like to find out more about ECF and also like to get a free consultation, you can just PM us, write down the PM, and then we shall send you the link to talk to the talk to us. And so this program will be more regular. I think we'll have episode 3 and in another 2 weeks. And thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and also thank you, Gan. Right.
My pleasure.
Right. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight, and we hope to see you again in the next episode. And good night, everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night. Bye-bye.
Bye.